Welcome to another edition of Chewing the Fat. I am almost
I am Krusty.
in more ways than one.
And just so you know, the inside circle refer to us as CTF.
We're hip.
No, they don't. I'm just saying. Let's start it. CTF.
The inside circle is very small.
Did you watch CTF
Both
last
of us.
week? Yeah, tune into another episode of CTF. Chewing the Fat.
CTF, WTF.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right. We start out, of course, with our high quality beer.
This is a White Claw. It's an ode to Chuck Mandu Mule. So if you're watching,
Rob
you.
checked his man card at the door, grabbed a White Claw,
I haven't had a man card in a long
and I spilled.
time.
Yeah, I drink a lot.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
All right, today we're going to talk about, it's the end of 2020. We're not going to do the typical 10 gear items you should buy for Christmas this year.
There's a lot of them out there. A lot. I did some of those last year, and I mean, they're fun. Things like that do get a lot of views, a lot of clicks, because there are gear items that some people like to shop for and get all those ideas. But man, there's every single backpacking YouTuber has one of those videos right now. Gifts under $20, gifts to buy every backpacker, blah, 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 blah.
Don't you hate those guys that do clickbait?
They do that. Or they copy like thumbnails from other YouTubers. And I don't know.
I don't know who would do that. Kyle who? What? All right. All right, so we are going to do in 2020. Whoa. We have a new system here. So how do you like the new refurbished Hammock Hotel?
I like the makeover, the back wall. That's some fancy woodwork.
Doesn't look like the back of a hearse anymore.
Exactly. How often do you have to water the trees?
I might have to do it before the end of the year, but they only get watered with Coors Light.
Oh, that makes sense. I like the accent lights. The Hammock Hotel / studio / talk show stage. It's nice. Kudos.
Fancy mics, so hopefully we
kudos.
sound better for you.
Kudos. I hope so.
So, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, gear. So
Gear.
we bought lots of gear in 2020. I always, people give me crap that you say that you're not a gear guy, but you do all this gear. Well, you got to talk about gear, but I don't do a lot of gear videos.
On the flip side of that, I do. I've bought a lot. I always buy a lot of gear. I have a series on my channel that's called Mail Time. So if you want to look at all the stuff that I've bought throughout the year, Mail Time. I got several of them. They're up there. Someone even accused me of contributing to a capitalist society and the downfall of the world or something.
Thank you for stimulating the economy.
Yeah, right. So whatever. I'm just buying gear, and I have a lot of gear that I don't use anymore that I really probably should sell or give away or something. So you need stuff, let me know.
Yeah, he's got stuff.
I got stuff. Lots of stuff.
So the funny part is we're going to tell you about all the gear that we purchased in 2020, and Rob texted me a couple hours ago. He's like, I don't have a list. I said, well, go into your Amazon. He's like, dude, you know how long that list is?
The Amazon list is huge, but not only that, I ordered a lot of stuff from cottage vendors. I've kind of ordered all over the place. Hammock gear and lightened equipment. I mean, it's ULA, all these places. And then, of course, Amazon. And it's just, my list is exhausting. So,
yeah. So he's not going to tell you all of his gear, just the things that he kind of remembers.
Yeah. Yes.
But I guess I could forget things too, but I studied a little bit farther. So, all right. So we're going to tell you about some of the gear we purchased. We're going to tell you what some of the best ones were, what some of the most expensive things were, and of course, what some of the worst things were.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So,
and your mileage may vary. These are just the things that worked for us, didn't work for us, and then of course cost us, in our estimation, a lot of money. For you, it may not be a lot. For us, it's a lot.
I'm not saying that like the best ones are the best pieces of gear. It's the ones that added the most value for me.
On trail, correct. Me too.
And the worst ones where it may be a fine piece of gear, but I have no use for it.
Yeah, it has no use in the way we backpack in our systems.
Okay, I'll start you out with some of my. We're going to show you some of the gear. Obviously, I can grab some from behind here, and some of them I don't have anymore. So.
Oh, I guarantee I still have all mine.
So, the first thing is I bought a new pair of Columbia convertible pants. as you know, I've worn those convertible pants on almost every hiking trip I've been on for the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
I had an original pair, and I just bought a new pair because if you wear a pair of pants on 150 hiking trips, they're bound to wear out.
Yep.
Which is funny because I'm out camping and I shove my wallet in my billfold and it comes out by my ankle. I'm like, well, I just must have missed it and put it inside my pants. I did it like 2 or 3 more times before I figured out, no, it's just the pocket is gone.
Oh, you got a hole in your pocket. Pockethockey.com.
Well, I was going to say, don't worry, it's the rear pocket, but we don't want to go there.
All right.
Some Patagonia shorts.
Yes, you finally have come to the running short realm. I've been wearing running shorts from Target or Walmart, cheapies, and I wear those over tights. I like them. Running shorts are very, very good choice. And you went with Patagonia, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Yeah, so I had gift cards from Christmas last year.
There you go. That makes sense.
So, honestly, just go to Target and get
the
running shorts.
5-inch running shorts. They're awesome.
Yeah.
They're like $19.
And as you know, I get chafed and get a little...
This man's got the sweatiest ass I've ever seen in my life.
Let's clarify that statement that he's seen that while we're hiking on the trail.
Yes. Why would you imply anything different? What in the hell?
But not only the ass, but the front carriage as well, and
the whole swimsuit area just a nightmare.
That not having underwear and having that built-in lightweight underwear and the breeze, it helps a lot.
I mean, lift and separate. That's the name of the game. Lift and separate.
MSR Groundhog steaks.
Yes.
I finally broke down and bought some of these when I bought a new tent. I'm like, oh, might as well get the fancy steaks that everybody has. They're really not any different than the Walmart ones that I had, other than they're a little bit shorter.
A little bit shorter. There's a little bit of a spiral pattern because they're considered a Y steak, but they're standard and there's minis. Yeah. I use the minis, but that little spiral pattern in the groundhogs, it does. It creates a little bit more surface tension and holds a little bit better. So the groundhog steaks by MSR.
They're really any different than these?
Yeah, I mean, these are standard. They're straight edged. The groundhogs have a little bit of a spiral pattern to them, and that's what helps dig into the ground because these can pull straight out. The groundhogs would have to almost twist out, and that's not going to happen.
I mean, I ordered the mini groundhogs first, accident.
Those are, I like those. That's what I use.
But I was like, nah, I want something a little bit bigger. So, yeah. Trailcraft inflatable down pillow. It's back there. So this, our buddy Miyagi has this company, Trailcraft, where he isn't widespread. He basically just makes stuff for friends and family. Sure. But it's a down pillow where there's down on one side, there's a zipper, and there's an inflatable bladder inside of there. So it's kind of a hybrid where you have the comfort and the warmth of the down on your face, but it still compresses with that inflatable. So really nice. You want to talk about any of your stuff?
Well, I mean, I got a pillow as well, and that's actually on one of my best gear of the year.
Spoiler.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit of a spoiler. It's made by Xped. It's their big luxury pillow. That thing has been phenomenal. It's almost like a pillow at home, and it's big and it's heavy. And if you're gonna sleep on the ground, don't sacrifice comfort. Nope, I'd rather sleep well so I can hike big miles the next day. And when I say big miles, like a good 9 to 11 miles, okay. give or take. I have it. I can show it to you. I have it somewhere.
No, not. You got to wait. The next one on my list are Split. This is peanut butter and jelly in the same packet. And I like to gross people out because I don't put it on a tortilla or any sort of bread. I just squirt it into my mouth and it's a nice little treat.
He was eating it and I just happened to look over and I just saw this jelly brown slime entering his maw. And it just, for some reason, that moment, it just made my stomach turn a little bit. I got a little nauseous. And so now I got a negative association with these things.
But they're available on Amazon. Super light. I'm a big grape jelly guy, and it was kind of hard to find the jelly packets in places. So you got both there.
I can see how this would be a really good idea to throw in a tortilla, you know. But yeah, why even do that? Just go skip the middleman and put it right down your gullet. 170 calories per pack. I figured there'd be more.
And it's more of just there isn't a whole lot of stuff in there,
I suppose.
but there's just enough, and it's just kind of a little treat when you get to camp while you're waiting for that stroganoff to rehydrate.
Right.
So, Gomboy Silky Saw.
Yep, I have one of these. I've used one for years and years and years. It's kind of part of my bushcraft kit, along with my hatchets and my axes and things like that. But this is a good all-around saw. It's actually a Japanese company, and it's made for gardening, really, for some arborist kind of stuff. But this is one of the mainstays in the bushcraft community. I've actually broken one of these blades, and the blades, they cost almost as much as the whole saw itself, and there's different tooth patterns and everything like that. But that will make quick work of firewood for sure.
My only issue with this is it doesn't lock, and I'm afraid if I put it in by my drink holder, it might come open a little bit and cut my backpack. So I'm going to make a little sleeve for it.
You should put a rubber band on it.
Because
rubber bands are ultra light.
This plastic case that comes with it is ridiculous.
I've never had mine pop open. Plus, you can tighten up the pivot point, so no problem. Lots of options. Lots of options.
What else you got?
I got, well, for just gear in general, I have, where can I start? As far as clothing goes, there are some new items that I bought that I'll be revealing on my channel here pretty soon from Enlightened Equipment. Some outerwear, some bottom wear, but this is my first foray into Enlightened Equipment. So, talking jackets, pants, that kind of thing, and we'll be showing those here in a little while.
Proudly made or proudly sold from Winona, Minnesota.
Yep, Winona, Minnesota.
About 6 blocks from where I used to live.
That's funny. Yep.
So
good company, make good gear. Don't have any quilts from them, but I do have some accessory apparel items from them. So
my next item that you're gonna agree with is Luca tape.
Luca tape's amazing.
You get a lot of blisters.
I do. I'm prone to blisters. And
when we were on our Grand Canyon trip, you put this on and you didn't get any blisters, right?
Nope, none. I actually, instead of dealing with the problem when it occurred, I headed it off, and I just put Luco tape on my heels. That's where my blisters occur. I just put them on my heels before I even started, and didn't have an issue. So, yeah, highly recommend it.
I did. I don't get a whole lot of blisters, but I've been doing these urban hikes.
Yeah.
And when you're walking on pavement for 25 miles, it's a little bit different than walking in the woods.
Yeah, it doesn't give. Yep.
I started getting some blisters, and if you're prone to getting blisters, put this on before you even get the hot spot.
Yeah. Yep.
If you're going out for a hike where you get the blisters, put this stuff on, and it'll prevent it for most people.
Luco tape is amazing. I mean, there'll be a link of it down in the description of this video. Click it, buy a roll. It'll last you for a long, long time. And once you put it on, clean, dry skin, this stuff will stay on for a week if you need it to.
So, this is kind of like a super sticky, the part of a Band-Aid without the pad on it.
Yeah, and without the stretch as well.
So, okay. So I was just going to ask you, what's really the difference between Luca tape and athletic tape?
I think, the adhesive, for one thing, is crazy. Yeah. And I think it's got a tighter weave pattern, so it wears a lot better than athletic tape. Athletic tape is made to be removed. This stuff is not really made to be removed.
Yeah.
It'll fall off eventually. So
that is why you should put it on before you get a blister, because if you put it over the top of a blister, you'll be good for the hike.
Yep.
But once you get home, good luck.
Yep. When you peel that tape off, it's going to peel your whole blister up as well. Been there, done that.
I've been in the bathtub a couple times, just soaking it in the water and
brutal. But the stuff is amazing for blisters. Amazing.
What else you got? I'm gonna have a little bit of sausage here.
Well, you got some pepper jack cheese and a little fancy meat and cheese tray here.
I'm very domestic.
Yeah, it is. You know what? Let's just head this off at the pass and pull up my Amazon order list, because there's a lot of stuff on here. And backpack, I bought a couple of backpacks this year. One of them was a custom ULA that I had spec'd out specifically for me. I think it's a little tall for me though, so
imagine that.
Yeah, exactly, because I'm a short guy. And then I also bought a Mountain Smith Zerk 40 My first frameless backpack. It's okay. Haven't really taken out on any like big trips. On a couple of day hikes. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Boy, there's a lot of stuff on here. My Amazon list is just ridiculous. Amazon owes me like a lot of money or some stock or something because it is insane.
Do you get credited to your affiliate account when you buy stuff on Amazon?
I don't know. That's a good question. I should, or at least get a discount on it, right? Speaking of tents, you bought new stakes for your tent?
Yep.
I bought new stakes for my tent as well. And those were the titanium shepherd's hook by Vargo. Mm-hmm. Those are for packed tent pads, which is what we were.
Yeah, they usually work a lot better if you actually bring them along.
Yeah, I left mine in the car. But that's all right. And I bought another BRS stove as well.
It's really ultra lightweight when you leave them in the car.
Oh, right. All right, that's good. I like that.
All right. I also bought a merino wool buff. Merino wool buff when we were at the Flagstaff REI. Mm-hmm. Very nice. Have you ever heard of the company? Mine wasn't. I think it was actually the Buff brand. But have you ever heard of the company Minus 33?
I have. I've heard of Minus 33.
I've been looking at their website and I watched the Backpacker podcast where they keep on advertising it. And they've got some good merino wool stuff.
Really?
So I haven't bought anything there yet, but I'm thinking about it.
All right, Minus 33. If you're watching this, send us a list. Let's see what you got.
Yeah.
Because, our audience is gigantic. One thing that I bought is for like trail maintenance and almost health it's a Rology cork massage ball. So when you're out on trail and you can really get in and roll out muscles and really pinpoint some tender spots in your legs or your back or your shoulders. It works really, really well on carpet or a hard surface. On dirt and leaves, it doesn't work very well. You just grind it into the ground, But that Rology ball, good in theory, doesn't work very good in practice on the trail. I might still find a place to use it on the trail somehow. On a picnic table, maybe?
How is that better than just using like a tennis ball or a baseball or something like that?
Well, it's lighter weight than those.
But if you're using it at home, who cares, right?
Oh, yeah, but now I have it, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. Yep, exactly.
All right, my next one, I finally broke down and bought the Helinox Zero chair. How much does it weigh? Like under a pound or a pound?
Actually, it's like 1 pound, 1 ounce with the case, with the bag.
So for the longest time, I'm like, I'm not going to spend, $100 on a
It's like a $120 chair.
It's like everything else expensive where I say, you're freaking crazy. And then like a year, 2 years later, I finally break down and do it.
Yep. But it's nice, right?
Yeah, I mean.
On certain trips, that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I have a chair identical to this, but it weighs like 3 pounds. Mm-hmm. That costs like $25. Mm-hmm. So that one I could take, like if we're just going out to the state park here.
Sure.
Where you're hiking a mile in.
Right.
This, I still don't carry it if I'm going on a big mile trip. It's kind of the in-between. Like if we're going up the Spear Hiking Trail and, I don't consider, if we're doing 30 miles over 3 days.
No. Then
I bring this on.
Sure, that's easy. Yep.
And I bought the little pad that goes underneath it too. It works much better than PVC pipes.
Yep. I agree. That's what I've heard. But I mean, knowing what your trail or your camp conditions are, and knowing that if they're going to have benches or tables or things like that, then obviously you don't have to bring that. For our first year on the Ozark Highlands Trail, I brought my chair. And I'm glad I had it, but they had like benches and rock chairs and stuff like that there. So the second time we went, I didn't bring the chair, and I was just fine. But there's definitely a place for a chair.
Yeah, knowing what the ground conditions are like. Yep. I went up Spear Hiking Trail here in the winter.
Yep.
I brought the chair. I didn't bring the pad to put underneath because the ground's frozen.
Right.
So
there you go.
Simplify a little bit.
I like it.
Outdoor Research gaiters.
Mm-hmm.
Last winter we went with Chuck and Pam up the Spear Hiking Trail, and
on a snowshoeing trip.
Yeah, snowshoeing, but it was very warm, and the snow was about up to our knees. And that first night where we camped out, my feet got wet. I was wearing boots, but the snow went over the boots, and the snow was going between my pants and the boots.
Yep, and then down in your by your sock, in between your sock and your boots.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was the coldest my feet have ever been camping.
Yep.
And I laid in my hammock with my big wool socks on in my underquilt, massaging my feet, trying to get them warm for like an hour and a half, and it was miserable. And I said, this is never going to happen again.
Gaiters definitely do have a place, especially in wintry conditions. But also, while we were in the Grand Canyon, I had the Ultra Gaiters. They're kind of like Dirty Girl Gaiters. And I got no sand, no rocks, no nothing in my shoes. Those I thought worked really well on trail in conditions like the Grand Canyon. You got a lot of sand in your shoes one day.
So, yeah, I mean, the Gaiters I'm talking about they come up to my knees.
Big waterproof.
Waterproof ones. I'm not a big Dirty Girl fan. And the sand that I got in my shoes in the Grand Canyon didn't come in through the hole by my foot, my ankle. My shoes are mesh.
It just came through the whole mesh.
So it just came through there,
so
and
Gators
the
wouldn't
holes
even
up
matter.
here.
Makes sense.
So, I mean, all the sand was down here and not back here.
Gotcha.
So, which really sucked.
Right.
I also bought the Nemo Tensor insulated pad. Nemo. I am a copycat Rob.
He's got so much gear that I've bought, and then he buys, and then he calls me a copycat.
He's my test dummy.
Like, seriously. Crazy. You're welcome.
I saw this.
Great pad.
I saw this in your hammock when we were on Spear Hiking Trail, and I was like, I'm going to buy a pad. That one looks good. And it wasn't just you. I saw lots of other YouTube people were singing its praise, but this is the wide, long version of it. I would definitely, and this is the insulated version, not the super insulated.
No, that's the Alpine version.
Yeah, this will get me down to 15, 20 degrees. And the only time I've slept on it was in the Grand Canyon. It wasn't super cold. No, I guess I slept out at, I did a test out here. But it's super comfortable.
It is, and it's not noisy. It's quiet.
I mean, it's enough padding where if you blow it up enough and you roll over on your side, your hip isn't hitting the ground.
Right.
And
3 inches.
yeah, I'm just still a little nervous about a pad and having to patch it if it gets a hole and that sort of thing. But
that's the reality.
I'll figure it out eventually, right?
You will indeed. Yeah, I have that as well. I also this year purchased a new underquilt for my War Bonnet Ridge Runner hammock. It is a Loco Libre 20 degree. I bought it from a guy that was selling it on the Hammock Hangers flea market. It's multicam in color. It's lofty. It's 900 fill
nice.
down. It's a very, very nice underquilt. Because my Lynx, my War Bonnet 20 degree, it's so old. It's been leaking feathers for years and years and years. It's probably more like it's rated for 20 degrees, but it's probably more like a 30 degree underquilt at this point. But because the loft just isn't there anymore. But new underquilt that I hope to use very soon.
On that same thing, I bought a new top quilt on Black Friday, so I don't have it yet, but for the exact same reason. I bought a 40-degree top quilt from UGQ.
Oh, I did not know that.
Where I think they had a sale where it was...
Bandit or?
I don't know what.
Okay.
But they had like 20% off or some deal on Black Friday. And, you know, we went camping with Chad from UGQ last winter, and everybody's been saying how great UGQ is, and you could just tell from camping with Chad how important a quality product is to them.
Yep, I agree.
Where mine is a 40-degree top quilt. I got a sewn-in foot box, and it was under $200.
That's not bad.
And UGQ is a little bit more expensive than hammock gear, but you get what you pay for.
Yep, I agree.
So I thought this would be a great chance to get a top quilt from that high-quality manufacturer at a low price. And what I had typically been using for warmer camping trips is I made a top quilt out of Costco quilts.
Oh, yeah. I have one.
And it was starting to lose the down, and it looks pretty ugly because I sewed it. But it was effective, but I thought it was just time to upgrade and check out UGQ.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
All right. Got anything else before we get into what our most expensive purchases were?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I've got lots of stuff.
All right.
Fuel bottle from Vargo. Like, I know you use like a repurposed juice bottle.
Yeah.
But I bought a fuel bottle specifically from Vargo because they have the measure markings right on the bottle, so I can squirt it out and see exactly if I used an ounce or a half ounce or whatever. I like that. That was really, really nice. I bought new camp shoes that I didn't like very much. I bought new sleep socks with grippies on the bottom, so when you're in your hammock and you want to put your feet up, your socks don't slide on the material of the hammock. The stickies just stick your foot there, so you can actually keep your knees up. And dude, yeah, there's lots of thought.
I've never had that issue before.
Oh, dude, you never sleep like if you're laying in your hammock just relaxing and you want to raise your knee up, but your foot has to be on the hammock, your socks just slide on it, so you can't just rest it there.
That must be a short guy thing.
Maybe. Grippy sock, boom, it grips. Good to go. And I can sleep on my side with one leg up to the side and the sock sticks to the material, and yeah, it's awesome. Grippy socks.
I'm envisioning like a dog peeing when you're in that
Yeah,
position.
kind of. Yeah, but they're called heat holders.
Well,
so they're very, very fluffy inside, but they have the grippies.
So you bought the camp shoes that you didn't like. I remember seeing those.
Yep.
They're lightweight, kind of fabric-y type thing.
Kind of, but they're waterproof, and you can fold down the backs and use them as clogs, and they're okay. They're okay. They pack down really flat.
But didn't you have a really bad incident happen this year, and you had to make a new purchase of your current camp shoes?
Yeah, I lost one of my Crocs. It was one of the most devastating moments of my life, and I made a plea to the community of the Spear Hiking Trail, and instead of helping me, they all made fun of me, hurt my feelings. Wait, I don't have any feelings. It would have hurt my feelings if I had feelings, so I ended up buying a new ugly pair of Crocs to replace them. Hindsight, I should have bought a size 9 instead of a size 10, because they're gigantic. Or is it size 10 instead of a size 11? Whatever, I bought too big of a size. Whatever.
And aren't they the Sport Crocs?
They're the Sport Crocs. They got to be Sport Crocs.
So they cost about $100 probably.
It's just money. Whatever. That's all I got.
Most expensive.
Most expensive. Number one most expensive gear item that I purchased this last year, and I alluded to it a little bit ago, is my custom ULA circuit.
How much?
Just over $300, $330. I know, right?
That's it?
That's it. $330 for a backpack. It's okay. I was hoping it would be a little bit more comfortable, but like I said, I feel that it might be just a little too tall for me. So I'm going to try to play around with the hip belt a little
Just
bit.
eat some broccoli.
Yeah, right, exactly. And I am losing weight, so the hip belt might need to be replaced pretty soon. But it is a great bag. I waterproof the seams on the inside. It's even got my channel logo or name on there and everything like that. It's a good bag for bigger trips where I'm going to need the 65-liter volume. So yeah, $330 something for this bag.
It looks nice.
Oh yeah, it looks pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty. It works.
Yeah.
It works.
All right, my most expensive, you probably already know it.
Yes, I do. For a man who rarely sleeps on the ground, let's just go ahead and blow.
That's going to change, though.
Yeah, let's go ahead and blow over $6 on a tent.
No, it was $599.
My fault.
Don't exaggerate.
Including shipping and tax and...
Well, I bought a stuffed sack and a couple other things, too. So it's the duplex from Z-Packs. And I really like it.
You better. You kind of have to.
So
If this tent was $13, would you still like it? Or would you be like, it's a $13 tent?
I probably would have bought...
Because this is a $600 garbage bag.
Wow. You're a $600 garbage bag.
It's a plastic bag.
So I really liked it. Setting this up compared to setting up a hammock, it's like
It's night and day.
way easier.
Tents in general, just boom, done.
So I went camping a couple weeks ago here in my hammock for the first time since we got back from the Grand Canyon. And I set up my hammock and did everything, and it was like a really crappy hang that first night. And I was laying in my hammock, and I was like, oh my God, have I turned into a tent guy?
Maybe, because you knew you had to get out and adjust your whole hammock.
Twice.
There are instances where tents, they really do have their value. Overall sleep comfort for me in the wintertime is going to be in the hammock. Summertime, maybe tent. Maybe tent in the summer.
See, a lot of people will do it the opposite, where they'll sleep on the ground in the winter condensation,
I can see that.
and they're in, the creepy crawlies on the ground. A lot of people tarp camp.
Yeah, I can see that. I guess for me, I'd be worried about drafts as I move, because I constantly move while I sleep, especially on the ground. So I'd be worried about drafts in the wintertime, sleeping on the ground.
So the Z-Packs, I really like it. Now, I haven't slept in moist conditions yet.
Moist.
If I had the soundbar, I'd do the Miyagi moist. But, so I haven't had to deal with condensation, but setting it up comfort-wise, it's huge inside there, but it's still light, so I like it.
That makes sense. All right. Let's see. What's my next expensive gear purchase? It's something I have not debuted yet. This is brand new.
Exclusive.
Like not even on my channel yet, so this isn't exclusive.
You have a channel? What's your channel?
I
What's your channel
My
called?
channel is Rob Pelton. ROBPELTON. So, I ordered this jacket from Enlightened Equipment twice. It's a $200 jacket.
It's just money.
Just money. But it is the Enlightened Equipment Torrid Apex hooded jacket. It's 7D material on the inside and outside. I custom ordered the colors, custom ordered the size.
You gonna build a campfire wearing this?
Probably not. This is strictly like it's a lightweight, very expensive, but very warm for its weight jacket. The first one I ordered was a medium. I used their size charts and everything on their website, and I was like, well, it says a medium will fit me. It was too tight. It was. So I ended up selling it, and I reordered it again, and I finally got it in. It came in just after I got back from the Grand Canyon. I was hoping I had this for the Grand Canyon, but this...
That's the way it always works.
This is a $200 jacket that weighs 7 ounces, and it's surprisingly warm for its weight, but it is thin. You are not running through briars and brambles with this thing. It's
speaking of a garbage can or a garbage bag.
Oh, this is
super light.
Yeah, this is a very expensive garbage
bag.
And
both of us have the REI 850 Magma.
Yep.
Magma.
Yep. I think I did a review of that.
Copycat Rob. And mine has patina all over it. There's patches all over it from fires.
When you see someone with their puffy jacket and there's patches over it, you know this guy is putting miles on. People who show up on trail and all their stuff looks brand new, I don't trust those
Plus,
people.
I don't know about you, but I can't wear the same jacket that I wear backpacking to work or out places because it smells like I'm a chain
I'm the
smoker.
same way too. I have specific jackets and gear I only wear like on the trail. I don't wear my trail runners anywhere else. I don't wear it's weird, even though I probably should because it costs $1 million, right?
So I bought a $30 puffy jacket for wearing on the street.
So that's funny. Oh,
right.
That's funny.
My next purchase, I haven't received yet.
What?
It is the Light AF Curve 40 backpack.
That's right.
So it's custom made.
But this is your first frameless?
No, it still has a frame.
It does have a frame.
It still has a frame. But it's 10 liters smaller than my Arc Haul, and this is
50 liters.
It's a 40 Curve 40.
Oh, Curve 40.
So
that's with everything.
It's really weird where you got to look when you buy backpacks, like if they're talking about the total volume or the volume inside of the bag itself.
The main compartment. So cottage vendors, you listening? Listen up. State the volume of only the interior volume. Don't include the volume of the water bottle pockets in the big mesh pocket on the sides and the pockets you have on the hip belt. Don't include that volume. That's very misleading. The bigger manufacturers, they say if it's 40 liters, it's 40 liters in their main compartment, and then all the other stuff is extra. So stop doing that.
Yeah, like Z-Packs doesn't even... You got to look. Like the Arc Haul, you got to look down below to see.
Oh, it's 40 liters. No, it's actually 20 liters.
But it isn't called the Arc Haul 40,
Right. So, yeah, in my opinion, misleading.
But
do better.
But this pack...
Who am I to say this to you?
It's the most nervous I've been about any buy ever.
Why?
It's customized.
Yeah.
Like you, I'm putting my logo on it. And... the sizing of backpacks where
that's brutal.
You're measuring from your
iliac crest.
to your vertebrae up here. And I had 3 different people measure me, and it was 3 different measurements from all 3 people.
Oh boy.
So
So what is it?
I don't know it off the top of my head, but I sent the guy and I'm like, look, I'm right here on the line here. He said, go with the smaller size. So knock on wood, hopefully it's the right size, but pretty excited about it. It's, like I said, 10 liters smaller than my...
See, that's it. He said go with the smaller size, because when I bought my Gregory optic, I ordered a small and a medium, right? Because I was right in between that torso length.
Sure.
Right? So when I got to it, they told me to go with the size up. So I ended up ordering both of them. I bought 2 backpacks when they were both shipped to store. I opened them up and I tried them both on. The medium ended up fitting me better than the small.
But, like you said, this new pack that you have, it's a little too big.
I feel that's a little too long. Yep.
So, anyway, Light AF has a 20-week lead time right now.
Is that all?
So, I wanted to get my order in before Black Friday and get ahead of that curve. Hunter, my friend Hunter, is a rep for them and gave me a discount code. So if you're ordering from Light AF, let me know and I can give you a discount code. But anyway, so knock on wood, I hope to be using that on wherever we're going in March, and I hope on the Colorado Trail. It's more of my summer backpack.
All right. Fantastic.
You want me to go again since you got food in your mouth, or are you?
No, I got it.
All right.
It's fine. Another debut on the Midwest Backpacker channel. Another piece of equipment from Enlightened Equipment. It is their Visp rain jacket. Now, this rain jacket is being used by Darwin on the Trail currently. He switched from the Virtus by Z-Packs to the Visp. A wonderful jacket, and it breathes better than everything else that's been out there right now, especially for a laminated jacket like this. Super light, very functional, no pockets, got pit zips, but a very, very light package, compresses into nothing, and it is an awesome jacket. However, also, I used their sizing chart to order this. They said order a medium, and it fits okay as long as I have nothing on underneath it. So, I should probably have a large. So, does anybody want a medium Visp rain jacket by Enlightened Equipment? This thing cost me just under $200. It was like $180 for.
Is this a Midwest Backpacker giveaway?
Not a chance. Not a chance. So if I'm going to layer this overneath my puffy, it's tight. It's pretty tight. So I would really rather have a large version of this. But I might sell this and then buy the large, because I don't know if I can swing buying a large and then hopefully selling this. So, but the Visp rain jacket by Enlightened Equipment.
So, why is this better than the Helium 2?
It breathes better, and it's got a higher waterproof rating.
Okay. Because I've just heard of some other people talking about Heliums wetting out.
Right. This doesn't wet out like the Heliums do. The Heliums are like the most popular rain jacket out there right now, but they wet out. They wet out pretty badly. This doesn't wet out as fast. I mean, all jackets are going to wet out eventually.
You said it has pit zips?
Yep, it has pit zips. And you can order them with or without pit zips. I like the ventilation for pit zips, but no regular hand pockets, no chest pocket, fully adjustable hood. Yeah.
All right, my next one. This is another one of those items that I've wanted for like 3 years, but the price tag was so steep that I hadn't bought it, and I just got it for Christmas.
It's all about justification.
Merry Christmas, by the way. But it hasn't come yet. So my wife bought it for me for Christmas when I wasn't subtle hinting at all. Multiple emails.
Buy me this.
Buy me this, until right before, like, because I kept on getting Instagrams of these people. Oh, this is back in stock. Order now. So every time they sent that out, I sent it to my wife, and she's like, "Enough already. I've already ordered it. Shut up."
That's funny.
So anyway, it is the Leicester River Bushcraft 100% wool Boreal Anorak shirt.
Great shirt, great piece of gear, especially for winter trips, because The cool thing about wool is it will keep you warm even when it's wet. It's very fire resistant. So if you are building a campfire with it and embers fall on you, it doesn't matter.
Not lightweight, so you won't take it on a long.
It's not lightweight. Well, some people, may. I have a Boreal shirt as well. It's not the Leicester River one. It's actually made by Empire Wool and Canvas. It was made by from an old Point blanket. It's huge. It's warm. Sometimes it's a little inconvenient to wear, but once it's on, it's warm. It is warm.
And, you always see these people at like the frozen butt hangs in different places where it's just super cold. And the more experienced guys, they're all wearing one of these things.
Yeah. Especially if you're going to base camp somewhere, this is the thing to have in camp for sure. And speaking of frozen butt hang, the Minnesota frozen butt hang is coming in January, February.
I thought you were going to say June. I was like,
No,
how does
in
that
June.
work?
It's like January, February. So if you want to come out and experience the actual true weather hang.
And we will all be wearing face masks.
Yeah, for sure. Hit us up. We'll put you in touch. We'll get you all the information. But big campfires, it's right on a lake. It's a great time, and it gets cold. Last year it was 50 below zero Fahrenheit.
If you want to learn more about winter backpacking, our Chewing the Fat next week is going to be about winter backpacking. And when I can, after that one's out, I'll put a link in this video. So, super pumped about that. But it does cost $295.
The Boreal shirt costs, darn near $300. It's handmade,
in Duluth, Minnesota.
In Duluth, Minnesota. So these aren't mass produced. These are actually handcrafted.
Very small shop.
Yeah, it's a very small shop, but they're worth it. If it's something you put value in, is actually spending some time outdoors, it's well worth it. If you're just gonna buy it for the sake of wearing it every once in a while, maybe not. So
it'll last forever though. So
it will.
More than like a puffy jacket where you get excited when it costs $150, $200, and it's probably going to be worn out in a year or two.
Exactly.
This will be there forever.
Yep. Heirloom quality.
That's what they actually say.
I know things.
Yeah.
And I hike.
Should we go into worst gear purchases of the
please.
year?
Worst gear.
I think both of us have
at least one in common.
One in common. Should we grab that one first?
Oh yes. Let's see if we can even guess what it is. You ready?
We blame this on Miyagi.
Yeah.
He told us
Nice
to buy
job.
these. This is a rat sack. You don't tell people what a rat sack is. Mine's bigger than yours. So it's
He
a rat
always
sack.
reminds me of that. Rat sack is a very fine steel mesh chainmail bag with a very sturdy, very robust Velcro system. This is exactly what it sounds like. It's to prevent rats or any other ground critters from getting to your food or anything that you don't want to get them to. In the Grand Canyon, there's a lot of rodents. We've heard a lot of reports about mice, all kinds of stuff getting into your food. No bears or anything down there, but these were recommended because they're supposed to protect your food. But when we were in the Grand Canyon, we didn't need these at all. They had bear lockers. They had like poles to hang your stuff off of. Great concept, great product, but this is one of those things that just...
Where am I going to use this?
We have nowhere, there's nowhere to use it for us.
Now, I should have used this when we were in Wisconsin when the mouse chewed through my Ursack.
Right.
But
I can see that in the wintertime. There's no bears in the wintertime up here in Minnesota, but there's definitely mice. There's definitely little critters. So maybe a wintertime thing. But put your food bag in here, and it's supposed to keep everything out. But
if anybody wants a rat sack, I'll sell it to you cheap. Just comment down below and let me know.
I probably will never use it, but I won't sell it because
you don't do that.
That's just the way I am. The rat sack. That's funny.
But the thing is the food boxes in the Grand Canyon, people told us that there were mice in the mouse boxes. They were like brand new, really nice.
Yeah, they're kind of like coolers. They're portable. They're like coolers with latches.
Like a metal cooler. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like a metal cooler, and you can carry them around. Yeah, they're great.
All right, what's your second one?
Second one. It's in here. Give me a moment. Where is it? There it is. You know what this is?
I remember seeing it. Oh, is it a table?
It's a table. It's a lightweight table made with corrugated plastic.
Yeah, let's put our stove on top of that. See how it
corrugated
works.
plastic is like what they make yard signs out of. But it's it is light and it is pretty durable. But the idea is to have a flat surface wherever you are.
Please don't tell me you spent over $20 on
Oh no,
that.
it wasn't that much. But it lays flat and it sits like that, and it's got, you can put that on a log. It's got reflective strips on it. It's okay. I did bring it on a trip, and I found that I didn't need it or use it at all. It doesn't lay as flat as I would want it to. Whoops. Unless you put something really heavy on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, but even so, I'm not going to put a stove on that, you know?
It'd melt right through it.
Yeah, it would melt right through it. But, I mean, I like the concept. I just don't have an application for it at all. So now it just sits there, and every time I look at it, I just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's made by Cascade Wild. I mean, it's a good product. It really is. But, again, something that just I haven't found a way to fit it into my system. Just haven't.
All right, my next worst gear purchase were the Salomon Odyssey Triple Crown hiking shoes.
Are those the ones I told you to buy?
Well, they were on the garage sale on REI. I needed new shoes. I like Salomon. I got like the tie-dye ones.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, I'm going to be so flashy. And even I got them. And I was like, oh. But the reason why I didn't like them is a couple things. The bottom, the tread, it wasn't very aggressive. It just seemed like if you went out someplace wet, you'd slide around a lot.
So maybe like gravel trail traversing instead of actually rocks and wet wood and.
Yeah, anywhere where it could be slippery when wet.
Well, there you go.
So that, and I thought that I would like it, but you know, you talk about the zero rise shoes.
Yeah.
And these had a lot of padding on the bottom of them. And it just, I don't know, felt like it, like, I know you'd know this. You know when you put on your high heel shoes? And
Yeah.
you twist your ankle?
Yeah, I
It
know
just
exactly
feels
what
like,
that's like.
it just feels like with that rise, it seemed like I might twist my ankle more.
So just a lot of stack height.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And so where are those?
I actually gave them away to a family whose kid could wear them.
Oh, well, there you go. All right. Nice.
So
What is my last thing, my regrettable purchase? This is... It's weird because it goes along with something else that I bought. And maybe this will give it away a little bit, but I actually bought 2 of these, and it's something I will probably end up not ever using. I could probably still return it, but I probably won't.
So why did you buy the second one if you're never going to use it?
Just wait. Wait.
You know better than that. You know I don't have any patience.
Uh,
Wait? Have you ever hiked with me? I don't wait.
Yeah, you don't wait. All right, do you know what that is?
REI Co-op Quarter Dome SL1 Footprint. Footprint.
Footprint. I bought 2 tents this year. They're both REI Quarter Dome SL series. One is a 1-man tent. The other one is a 2-man version. So when I purchased those, I also purchased the footprints with them. I don't see myself ever using the footprint. I mean, it's there to help, prolong the life of the floor of your tent, but I don't sleep in tents enough to where I don't think I'll ever use this. I brought it along with me on the Grand Canyon, didn't even take it out of my backpack. Footprints in general, the more I research it, the more unnecessary I find them. Now, if you're using a tent every single weekend and you're wearing out the floor, sure, I can see that. For me, these things are like $30. Don't need it. I still got the tags on it. I'll probably return it. Footprints for tents.
So I know we're doing our top 3 worst gear purchases, and when I did the inventory of all my purchases that I made throughout the year, I didn't have a whole lot of bad ones.
That's good.
So my next one, you're going to be surprised about. It's my Salomon Trail Runners that
Really?
I think I hiked
Because you
over 500 miles on
You
these.
put hella miles on those, man.
So, they weren't a bad purchase, but they made the bottom 3 for a few reasons.
I knew they started to blow out almost right away.
They blow out right away. And I bought these. You might not be able to see it on camera here, but you can almost see through this mesh. It's like a really big
They don't
mesh.
even smell. That's weird.
That's because I haven't worn them in a while. And I actually wash my shoes when I get home from hiking.
That's weird. Okay.
So that
You wash
mesh,
your
it seems good because it'd be cool and the water would drain from them.
Ventilated, sure.
But the problem is when you have that mesh, if you scuff them on a rock, they're more likely to
Rip. Look at all the sand.
So anyway, they made my top or my bottom list. Now I might buy Salomon's again. But I'm also looking into maybe getting Brooks Cascadias.
Oh, I've heard good things about Brooks Cascade.
I have some Brooks running shoes that I wear while I'm reffing basketball games, and they're like the most comfortable shoes that I've had ever.
There you go.
But I need something narrow, and I heard the Cascadias are a little bit wide, so we'll see what happens.
All right. One item that I have, it'll be kind of an honorable mention of worst gear purchases, and I couldn't find them. I know I have them, but I couldn't find them. But I used them for the first time this last spring on the Ozark Highlands Trail, and they were the Superfeet Green Feet insoles for my shoes. I threw them in my shoes, and I think that was one of the contributing factors to giving me the worst blister I've ever had. I don't have them, but a lot of people sing their praises because they got like a carbon, what do you call it, rock plate on them and stuff like that. But they're like $60 or $70. And I don't know where they are, but those just did not work out for me at all.
So, best gear purchased. Drum roll, please.
Best gear purchase of 2020.
My first one wasn't expensive.
I have one of those.
This is the Sea to Summit 20-liter Ultra Sil Compression Dry Sack.
Ooh. With E-Vent. Do you know what E-Vent is?
Fancy way to say that it vents. So when you smush it, the air comes
Yeah,
out.
air comes out but doesn't come back in, yeah.
So a compression sack. So I had been using a Sea to Summit regular 20-liter bag. I put my top quilt, my under quilt, my down puffy, all in that. I compress it and I put it horizontally on the bottom of my pack.
Horizontally, okay.
So it was pretty tight because you're squishing it and then trying to get it down into my pack before it got back out. So it was super tight in the bottom of my pack, and a lot of times I think that caused my pack to, just how tight it was, it'd be off kilter and not balanced. So having a compression sack where I compress it, you pull these straps and it keeps it compressed and then put it into the bag. It doesn't pull the bag out, and I'm more balanced.
And it's waterproof.
And it's super lightweight. You'd think a compression bag would be heavyweight. I mean, the only things that's different is the straps are on there.
Yep, exactly. I have one of these, and I also have the regular version where it's a heavier material. They're both great.
I've heard on a recent video that I watched that maybe these aren't totally waterproof, but
Really?
I haven't had a problem
I've never
yet.
had an issue with it at all. Yeah.
What do you got?
Best gear purchases. This was my first purchase on Amazon in 2020. It happened in February. They are the Cascade Mountain Tech
Copycat
trekking
Rob.
poles, right? And it's not necessarily this particular brand. It's trekking poles in general. I fought for a long time, years, to use trekking poles because I'm filming. My hands needed to be free to do all the filming and set up tripods and shots and everything like that. And I couldn't find a way to fit trekking poles into my system of carry and hiking. Ended up using an older pair. I broke them. I broke one of the
Grip?
the mechanisms inside. No big deal. Ended up finding the Cascade Mountain Techs on almost his suggestion. And I've incorporated these into my trail life. And they help. Trekking poles help a lot for uphills, downhills, and just keeping you stable if you're crossing creeks or rocks or bogs or anything like that. Just that extra, 3-point, of contact while you're on the ground and walking. It helps a lot. Even on flat ground, if you incorporate things, it increases your stride. You're covering more miles. But the Cascade Mountain Techs, for their price, I don't see how you can beat these. Black Diamond, Lakey, any of those. Take a page out of these guys. They're only like $70. Cork handles.
Or less than that, I think.
Yeah, there might be less than that. I wrapped some Gorilla Tape around them. They're
White.
awesome. Click locks. They're
I like
awesome.
the white.
Yeah, I know you do. I know. But yes, best gears that I bought of 2020 so far. Trekking poles.
Endorse that. I've had them for a couple years. I went through some other cheap aluminum poles and broke them, and I've had these a couple years and they haven't broke yet.
Yep. And I think they're 7 ounces a piece, I think.
Yeah. So, and they save your bacon. I mean, slip on a log, and if you have those other points of contact, hopefully you're not going down. All right, my second one, as you may have saw in my last video, I got a pair of mucklucks.
Those are awesome.
Will Steger mucklucks. These are awesome. They are made in Ely, Minnesota. You go up there and they'll size you, and they're just, I think it's, what is it, elk? Or is it?
It's either moose or caribou.
Yeah, I think it's moose hide on the bottom. Super warm. I bought a couple pairs of the the liners in here, the wool liners. I was looking for a boot that would be really warm in the winter. Our friend Toaks up in Canada swears by these. He just loves them. So I went and got a pair. I'm still kind of working out some of the bugs. As you can see, it's a little bit intricate for how you lace them and getting them tight on your feet. But Steger mucklucks, nice.
I like them. I might have to buy a pair.
You should. Maybe. You should, actually. I don't regret it. So, and I think they were like $150. I can't remember.
That's not bad.
I had to pay more since I got another pair of insoles in it. But
all right, so my second choice, and I'm going to throw some combos at you, basically. And it's going to be for the ground dwelling purposes. And it's a combination of the Nemo Tensor. This is the regular wide. Awesome pad. It worked really well. The X-Ped Deluxe. I forgot what this thing is called, but it is like a legit pillow. It's got the combed tricot on the outside. It does have a bladder in it.
You aren't doing it justice unless you see this thing blown up. It's that thick.
It is. This thing was super nice. Okay.
Do you use this in your hammock?
No, that's way too much. You don't even really need a pillow in the war bonnet. Sometimes I do use a little something.
The Ridge Runner.
This would be in the Ridge Runner is this would just be for ground dwelling, and then obviously to add to that, the actual tent. So this whole ground system has been a great purchase. The one-man quarter dome from REI combined with the pad. This pad fits perfectly in the bottom of this, so the pad doesn't shift around. There's enough room at the head end or the foot end to put your pack. This combo was fantastic. I slept the first night in the Grand Canyon. What did we sleep? 12 hours or something? And it was nice. It was.
Are you saying that
nice.
You prefer a tent over a hammock?
Nonsense.
But
this was a great combo.
We don't. It doesn't make us cringe, the thought of sleeping in a tent anymore.
No. I mean, we've all started in tents, right? So.
Started with bad gear and tents. That's why we don't like them. All right, my last pick. Again, the duplex from Z-Packs.
Very nice.
Again, we're talking about tents, and I still prefer a hammock. But if I have to go to ground, I'm not cringing, and super easy to set up. I haven't had to set it up in the rain yet, but simple.
Right. It is not a freestanding tent. You do need trekking poles to set it up. You need some sort of structure to set this up. It doesn't have a set of poles like a regular tent does, so keep that in mind. That's what lends to it being such a lightweight. It's funny, when you go into a campsite or just see people on trail, just by seeing a couple of items, you can tell this dude is probably a kind of a serious backpacker. A Z-Packs tent is probably one of them. A weekend warrior who hikes a couple of miles here or there is probably not going to spend the money on a tent like that. A guy who puts on miles and is serious about his backpacking and dumb enough to buy a $600 tent, that's the guy.
I mean, duplexes are the most popular tent amongst through hikers.
Yep. So you see them all over on the AT, PCT, CDT. I can just keep going. Great piece of gear. My last one was it was a recent purchase, and this is also going to follow along. Apparel. You know what these are?
Rain pants.
No, they're not rain pants.
Wind pants.
They're actually wind pants. Coppersmith wind pants from Enlightened Equipment. I first saw these on trail with Miyagi. He had them. They look like garbage bags. It looks exactly like a garbage bag. It packs up to this small. You can put this in your pocket while you're on trail. It blocks all the wind. So they're surprisingly warm. You get to camp, and you put these on, and your legs warm up. You're hiking in the morning to get your legs warmed up. They're amazing. I can't tell you the weight on them right now. I want to say like 3 ounces or something like that. Got a nice big wide cuff with the snaps on it, so you can.
How much?
They're. I forgot how much these were. $60, $80, something like that.
Can you? So I kind of like the idea of wearing them in the morning when it's cold. Do you have to take your shoes off to put them on?
No. That's what's really nice. It's got a very generous cuff, so you can put your shoes on right through it. I will say.
But I'm thinking, after I hike for 20 minutes and I start getting hot, I can take them off
without
taking my shoes off.
Yep, you can slip them right off. Now, I would have preferred that they had a gusseted crotch. Do you know what a gusseted crotch is?
It's like a vent?
No, it's not a vent. It's actually like a triangular piece of material in the crotch that allows you a little bit more dynamic flexibility. You're starting to see them in a lot of more technical pants. If I have these on and I'm squatting to grab something off the ground or tie my shoe, they get a little tight right around, the upper thigh, butt area. But having a gusseted crotch would get a little bit of room in that area.
I usually don't have that problem. I usually have the saggy problem.
Really?
So.
No, I'm pretty thick down there. So these pants, they're really cool. I should have bought another color because they literally look like you're wearing a garbage bag. But
what other colors do they sell?
I have no idea. But look at that. That's awesome.
I might have to think about that, but they aren't waterproof.
They're not waterproof. I mean, they're water resistant. I think they are treated with a DWR, but they're so lightweight, which means they're probably not going to be durable. They're expensive. They're super, super light, but they're probably not very durable. So there's usually 3 things when it comes to gear, and out of those 3, you're only going to get 2. It's either going to be cheap, light, or durable. Pick 2, because you'll never get all 3.
Okay, so we're going to transition into gear that we want to buy in 2021. And interestingly enough, one of the things on my list are rain pants.
Yes, nice.
I don't have rain pants. I have a rain skirt.
Visp.
So I'm just thinking, been watching some videos where they were camping in horrible conditions, and it's like, boy, that would suck to have just a rain skirt on. Mm-hmm. So if it's going to be cold and it's going to be rainy, maybe I want some rain pants. I think I have some. What's the cheap rain gear that you can buy at Walmart?
Frog Togs.
Yeah, I think I have some Frog Tog pants, but maybe getting some nicer ones. What else? What are you going to buy this year?
This year, I have my eye on a few things. I shouldn't say a few things. I have my eye on
just a few
ton of stuff because there's something wrong with me.
You buy stuff.
I buy stuff. Shoes. Last year, I wore the Ultra Lone Peak 4s. Graduated to the Temp 2s this last year, and those are starting to wear out. So now they have the Lone Peak 5s coming out, and they're supposed to have a better rebound technology on their footbed. The EVA foam is a little bit more springy, which means they won't break down as much. But the important thing is they drain way better than the Temps. The Temps are a little bit more... They have a little bit more stack height, so they're more comfortable on trail. I'm getting really technical with you. I'm sorry. But I walk through a lot of streams, and the Lone Peaks just drain way better than the Temps. So I think I'm going to get the Lone Peak 5s for 2021.
One of the things that I'm thinking about, I shouldn't say that I'm thinking about it. I've already purchased pieces for it. I'm making a Polk.
Are you?
I figure I have...
Nice. I have a Polk.
I have these now. I have
your Boreal shirt.
I have my Boreal shirt. I better do some winter camping.
You got your Gomboy. Now you just need like a hatchet, by Holtzbrook or Vetterlings.
I've got the Menards version.
Yeah, it works.
So I already bought a sled and bought some straps, and I'm going to make one.
Very cool.
So other than that, we talked about Brooks Cascadia shoes. I might. I got to actually buy some shoes because those are all worn out. But okay, this is where I want your help. I want to buy a small, cheap day pack.
Okay.
I don't know what to buy, but just something to hold water and maybe rain gear, or if it gets warm, I can shove my puffy in there, but nothing too fancy, nothing too big.
REI Flash 22.
22?
Yep.
That's still kind of big.
No, not really.
Okay.
REI Flash, that's what I've used for years. They're $80. They come in a bunch of different colors. I have a review on it. It's got like 20,000 views, but I guess I didn't use the music rights to it, so the music company stole all my revenue from it.
You can change that.
No, thanks. I'm good. But that's a great pack. I mean, it rolls up. You can pack it into another backpack. I added an extra foam sleeve down the back to give it a little bit of structural rigidity. But yeah, check out my video.
Affiliate link?
No affiliate links.
Oh.
I tried to do affiliate link with REI, and they tell me to go pound sand. So,
all right, what else are you gonna buy?
I do have my eye on a backpack as well. I want to kind of venture into a little bit more of that frameless design because my gear systems are starting to dwindle down and they're starting to lighten up. So, which means I can go with a smaller pack. So, I'm either looking at a Palante pack, like a V2, or they call it the lightweight pack now, or I'm looking at Waymark. You know anybody who works at Waymark?
I don't. That's
Devin Ashby.
Oh yeah.
There you go. So I am looking at those, but then I also have my eye on the Gregory Optic 58, which is bigger, but we shall see. So I'm looking at packs right now because I need another pack. I need one.
I'll have to look at that company too for my day pack.
Yeah.
All right. The last thing I have is I'm thinking about maybe a fanny pack.
Really? I have a fanny pack.
We'll see. I'm going to see the Hilltop Packs one in a couple weeks here when I meet up with Miyagi.
Okay.
But either that or like a chest pack or a lumbar pack?
Oh, yeah. A fanny pack for the back?
Yeah. And
because a fanny pack's supposed to be worn behind you. That's why I call it a fanny pack. Otherwise, it would be
I didn't know that.
Otherwise, it would be a FUPA pack, right?
What is
if it was worn in front?
I'm not. If you don't know what FUPA means, you can look it up. So anyway, one of those, and I started thinking about pulling a Polk. It's like, well, where am I going to put my little stuff?
Yeah.
That I want access to.
Yep. I have a chest pack. They're nice to have everything just right up front here. Maps, knife, compass, fire stars right here.
You can't really wear that.
Pistol.
Warm out, right?
You can. I have.
Yeah.
But you can.
I sweat.
I know you do.
So. Anyway, that's all I have. We'd be curious to hear what sort of gear that you're going to purchase this upcoming year and why. And make fun of Rob. But that's all we got for today. As I said, tune in next week. We're going to be talking about winter backpacking.
Mm-hmm. What to do, what not to do, things to think about.
So you get to come back to the Hammock Hotel again?
Yep.
What would you like to drink that time?
I don't care.
I think we'll have some hot chocolate since we're talking about winter
I'll take
camping.
it. I'll take it.
So, all right. Thanks for tuning in. And check out Rob Pelton. And check out my Teespring. Teespring. You can buy
T-shirts, stickers, face masks.
Buffs.
Well,
Not buff, but anyway.
Yeah.
All right. See you later.
Yeah, bye.